Good morning. It is Tuesday again. We seem to be coming around to Tuesdays very quickly. So yes, it's before I know it, it's Monday, and I'm like, oh, I've got Tuesday chat tomorrow. Let's think of what we're going to talk about. So last week, if you missed it, I did a drawing demo of that pink cat's eye in the background there. You can find that. It'll be, I think it's pinned in the top of my Facebook page. If you're watching me from either of my Facebook groups, it is probably under guides in there, or it's pinned to the top. So if you missed that demo last week and want to have a follow along, definitely go and check it out. But today we are going to just have a chat about community. Actually, it's such an important thing in my membership and in what I do as well. So just let me know if you're watching and you can hear me okay. Facebook seems to be playing good with me today. It's not messing me around at all, which is handy. He usually likes to play with me, but yeah, it's not today. We're all good, hopefully. So welcome along to Tuesday Chat. And like I said, today we're going to have a little chat about community. And definitely add any questions or comments in the chat there if you want to add a little bit or ask a question, and I'll have a read of that. Hi, Di. I can see you there. Awesome. Yep, all working great. Okay, so community is really, really important, and I think it's really important, especially as artists, because we are such, a lot of us are introverted, and it's such an activity you do by yourself, I suppose. It's, you really go into your own headspace when you're creating. That's what we're always trying to achieve, that flow state where time just passes and we're just really loving what we're doing. But because it is so kind of, I wouldn't say lonely, but it is like that, it's really important to reach out to others that share the same interests. Oh, hi, Deb, all the way from Indiana. Awesome. When I first started my membership, that's when I really understood how important community was, because I suppose I've been doing art on and off for years. There's a lot of us, we do it as craft, and like in our spare time when we're working full time or we've got the kids, we're sort of doing it a bit here and there. But I hadn't really been involved, other than doing a few art classes. I hadn't really been involved in a community as such with my art. Whereas when I was learning how to run a membership, the teacher always said to us that your students, they'll come for the learning, but they'll stay for the community. And after running my membership for the last 2 years, I've really found that to be so true, and probably the most important thing of my membership. I have 2 tiers, and I know everyone learns differently. And the lower tier is just access to all the tutorials. So you don't actually have the community side of it, but if you prefer to work like that, that is fine, and that's why I have that second tier. But the premium tier, which that's where all the live events, all the community, we do so many things together, and we're always chatting. And I've even found some of my members that live near each other have now formed little groups where they meet up for a coffee or just have little, they form their own little community from the main membership. And it is so important. And I know the students that are in the premium tier, that, and not everyone in that tier is involved either, but the ones that really show up and are involved and they attend a lot of things, they get to know each other, and they're the ones that are really showing improvement. So that's where, and I know if I asked any of them what the best part of the membership is, they always come back and say it's the community, which, like I said, my teacher did say that right at the start, that it is a community, so that's what you've got to sort of nourish and help build, which that's why my membership, a big focus is doing a lot of live sessions and meetups and things like that. So I found it to be very, very true. I had not thought of it years ago, but I certainly know now that it is so important. And I've just got a few things here I wanted just to run through of other reasons it is important, not just my membership. You don't need to join my membership to be part of a community. There's plenty of other ways as artists to get involved in your area. So one of the main things, I suppose, I've just got some pointers here. So, oh, hi, Odette. So as being part of a community, you've got shared experiences. So, if you have a little win in your art and you see improvement and all the rest, if you're not involved with anyone else or have a community around you, it's hard to share that. And, you might share it with your husband or partner, and they're not really that interested, are they? My husband would just go, oh yeah, that's nice, and have no idea. He doesn't understand the time and effort gone into improving, like going from, getting your fur technique just right so it looks real, things like that. Like they have no idea, and they're not that interested. So when you have a group of other artists that you can chat to and talk to, or even a Facebook group, and put your work up there and sort of say it, you get so much encouragement and cheered on and because they're people that understand how difficult it is for improvement. So hi Chloe. So shared experiences, you can share your stories, your triumphs, challenges, like things that you're getting a bit stuck on as well. Also find the in-person classes are really great for sharing experience as well. So I do the in-person workshops here up my neck of the woods, and yeah, just the camaraderie, the students there, ones that have been coming in like week after week for months and months, even years, and they've like really got to know each other. So they'll always ask each other, even not just me, they'll ask each other for advice and sort of where things need changing, that sort of stuff. I also have a retreat, which that I suppose is probably the pinnacle of a shared experience, because you're trapped together for a week. So you're actually on a holiday together, and it's absolutely amazing. Like, I think retreats are probably my all-time favorite thing to do. So hi Mary and Debbie as well. Everyone's starting to pop in. So if we're talking about community and how important it is. So you can always catch a replay if you missed the start. So shared experiences, then inspiration and encouragement. So you can be encouraged again by your community, by exploring fresh ideas. You can push some boundaries, and I know in the membership we're starting to do weekly creative play, which it's got nothing to do with pastels, but it's pushing those boundaries and exploring art techniques. And it's fun, and I started it as 1 hour every week, and it's sort of held us all accountable. You can come along and do what you want, but it's not about sitting and talking, but it's just about just all sitting there together and playing with art. And you can have a chat if you want, but it's just nice to have other people there. I know, like, it's sometimes it's hard to actually go out and find a place in your community that you can go as a group. You could probably find a coffee shop or something that would let you take your paints and stuff, but it can get quite messy, or maybe the park, but then you've got weather problems. Whereas the online Zooms, for me, we're all in the comfort of our own home, so the weather's not a problem, and we can be all over the world but we're still coming together. So it's so much fun, and I'm really enjoying. I only just started the creative play, but I can see it's something that we'll just do every week. And yeah, just a lot of fun. So I would encourage anyone, if they can get together with some friends and just spend an hour a week just doing stuff together. Always nice to have the company of like-minded people. It sure is, Chloe. Okay, and the other thing, I suppose, when you're in a group like that, you can ask critique as well. And you want, if it's a good community you're in, make sure they're people you know, so that you feel safe and confident to ask for critique and not get hammered with really negative things. A critique should give you inspiration and point out things you can improve on, but also point out things that you've done really well. So whereas I've seen some people will put work up in, say, a big Facebook group where they don't really, everyone's sort of strangers in those big groups, and some people can be really nasty online when they don't know you. So I would never and some people, like, they don't even ask for a critique, but people seem to think they can give their advice and it's not needed. So oh, hi Lynette. Yeah, just on my main Facebook page today. So yeah, if usually I just tell everyone just keep refreshing the feed and I'll eventually show up in there. Let me know also if you belong to a community group as well, in your local area. I know a lot of you guys on here. Hi Tracy as well. Pretty much everyone here on at the moment is part of my membership, so you guys already pretty much know everyone else and a part of my community of artists. But if you're not, yeah, just pop in if you're in a community group and why you love it and how it's sort of helping you. So we've got also another point was collaboration, and we've got, oh actually no, I was gonna, for inspiration, encouragement, that was the other thing I was going to mention. Not, you can find, if you've got to Google and do a lot of Facebook research and that, but in your local area you should find little groups that get together for free. Like, you don't need to so if you're new to the area or you don't have other art friends, just, I know it can be scary sometimes, but just put yourself out there and just attend something. I know here we have for the guys, there's like Woodies, it's called. They do a woodwork. It's also for women as well. You know, the Men's Shed, here we've got the Country Women's Associations. We also have a group, Urban Sketches, that meet every week in town. And all of these are free community groups that that are all like art orientated, and it's just great to get involved. But it does take a bit of, you know, getting outside your comfort zone to actually attend the first meeting. But once you sort of get into those groups, you'll find you'll love it, and you'll enjoy the company and you'll be able to share those experiences. So it doesn't have to cost money in any way. So you can just, but you just got to find them. So you got to research your local area, maybe council website or something, or local community Facebook groups. You could always put in there. Are there any community art groups that I can join? But yeah, that's sort of definitely one way. All right, I'm just reading the comments. It's all good. Hi Mary as well. So collaborations, that was another thing I was thinking. So you can collaborate with other artists, of course, and it opens up a lot of opportunities and sort of joint ventures. So we're doing in the membership every year we do it's local, unfortunately, but I do a slideshow for all my members that are elsewhere. But we've been doing a exhibition in the local art society here. So it's a collaborative exhibition. So sometimes you might not like have enough work to hire a space yourself. So that's a great way to collaborate with other artists. Getting into the bigger galleries, Ruthie's not on here at the moment, but she's in my membership. But she's been starting to collaborate. She does a lot of textile art, so she's been collaborating with 2 other artists and combined together, coming up with an idea for an exhibition that they can put a proposal in to our council gallery, so the bigger gallery here at Gattaca's, which is a lot harder to get into. But as the 3 of them are all sort of artists in their own right, but they're coming together and creating a cohesive body of work, I suppose, and that will give them a much stronger proposal to be accepted. So I have no doubt they'll be accepted in there without any problem. So that's another way to collaborate, whereas sometimes by yourself, it's really hard to get into some of these places. Another way for collaboration is, say, what we're going to be doing in the membership this year is I'm putting together a 2024 planner. So what we're going to all do is put one piece of work in, they'll submit it all, or put together a planner that they'll be able to purchase for themselves or purchase for, and then on sale for gifts. So collaborating in that way is a good way if you want to try and do some merchandise and make some money out of that. And it's good because if I was to do a planner, like a weekly planner by myself, I'd probably need like over 50 different images in there. Whereas if working as a group, we can easily fill that planner up. So, and it's so much fun to work as a group in a activity like that where we all see the results, and it's a great way to learn how to create things like that yourself. So to work with others, you're not sort of blundering through trying to figure it out by yourself. You're sort of using others' knowledge and expertise, and you're learning along the way. So that's another good way for collaborations. Also collaborating, once you start to get involved in communities, that's where the collaborations happen, of course. You start to get to know people in different areas of art. So there's quite a few, like different counsellors and stuff that are in the art field, and they'll put up on Facebook or wherever different opportunities like grants and things that are coming up. There's also others that they run free workshops on marketing your art or building an art business, things like that. So it's not just about learning how to paint or create art. It's the other side of art if you want to take it into a business. So collaborating, you'll start to get opportunities like that'll come up. I always get asked, how do I see all these things come up? Because there's quite often free workshops, online Zooms, in-person stuff, sort of all around my area. And it's because I'm on a lot of newsletters, and I'm in a lot of Facebook groups that are local to me that they just share, like the Fraser Coast Art Scenes one. They'll put up anything like that coming up. The Gattaca's, like your local art galleries, again, they'll put up things. So make sure you're sort of involved in all of that. And then if you do join communities, of course, they share it as well. Like you might be part of a local sketch group, and they might, someone will say, oh, did you see that? And you can learn about that. So it's really getting yourself out there rather than sitting in your studio and being like the little introverted self and not getting out there at all. Opportunities won't come to you if you don't put yourself out there. So I know it can be hard, but the more you're out there, the more things will start to come to you and fall into place. And collaborations as well, like, if you really want to grow your business, that's when you want to start getting into maybe media, podcasts, all of that sort of stuff. And again, that's really starting to put yourself out there. But it's definitely, you won't grow if you don't do that. So Depends if you want to grow your business, grow your art business, or whether you just want to play with art, start to learn. Community is great for both sides of it, and of course, emotional support. That's a big one as well. I know a lot of as you get more and more familiar, I suppose, with your groups and that. In my in-person classes, it's the same ladies that come along, and they'll start to share more personal stuff, and if they're having a tough time at home, things like that, or if someone's just passed away, all of that sort of stuff. It's really a great place to turn to, because sometimes your family members can be too close, or they're the problem. So it's really nice to have a group of, usually, and again, I'm talking in general as community, but all my communities that I'm involved in are women. So, and I think we understand each other a lot better. So you feel really more open to be able to talk about things that are more personal, and know that it's a safe space sort of thing. So that's really important as well, I think, is the emotional support. Also, you might have a lot of self-doubt if you're just starting in art and you want to give it away, and you've got like creative blocks, procrastination, you're not feeling good enough, you can never draw, I can't draw a stick figure, all that sort of stuff you say to yourself. So that emotional support on that side is really good, and the encouragement you get from your community too. So all right, and I think networking and opportunities, well, I pretty much was covering networking as well when I was talking about collaborations. So one of the other things I just joined as well, it just again came up to me through word of mouth. Actually, it was one of my art class students, Libby. She told me about this rural women. Now they're not about art at all, but I live on a farm, of course, as everyone knows, and I live in a rural area, and this was a free opportunity that was being sponsored by Dairy Farmers Australia. It's 12-week course of coaching on how to grow a business, that sort of stuff, and collaborating. And already by joining that community, I've started to make friends there that sort of understand living on a farm and trying to grow a business and all that sort of stuff. But already I've sold a few art subscription boxes. I'm maybe doing a workshop with them. Like, there's all these opportunities starting to open up, because once you sort of put yourself out there and start telling people what you do, then you get a lot of interest. So that's the networking, that sort of thing. So again, even if you're say doing pet portraits, which a lot of us guys do, networking in that way could mean going along, like, or just going to your local dog shows maybe, or animal shelters, starting to get to know people that are working in that field, that they might know as someone that's asked about a pet portrait. Or you've just got to really sort of put yourself, think outside the box, I suppose, and try and think of areas that people might be that would be interested in what you do, I suppose. So that's sort of more the networking side, would be more the business side, I suppose. And also, of course, go along to art events, gallery openings, support your fellow artists. It's a great way to get out there, but also like to support them, but also, get known as well. Just start talking to people. People always want to know what you do. So, and especially when you say you're an artist, that's another big one. Say you're an artist, don't hide behind that. People are fascinated and want to know all about your practice. So, all right. So the other thing, just to finish, was building a supportive community is not just about what we receive, but also what we give. So I've been talking a lot about the benefits of being in a community for your own being, but definitely it's what you give as well. So you can't just take all the time. So you sort of need to be that shoulder to lean on and advice and all of that for others as well. So just keep that in mind when you do sort of be part of a community or go along to one of these art sort of sketch days or whatever. Don't just sort of me. Make sure you sort of offer advice and help out as well. So, all right. So yeah, definitely that's what you need to do. That could be a little thing this week for you is to do a bit of research, Googling, see what online communities. All my members here are in an amazing community, so you guys don't probably need to go looking. But if you want to get involved in one of your local ones, then definitely research that and see if there's any sketch clubs and things like that. Even life drawing classes, just something that's a regular weekly art or fortnightly art group. And I know here they have there's a rock painting one as well, actually, which a lot of the ladies I know around here, that's how I met them all. I wasn't doing rock painting, but I met them because it was through a studio I was teaching at. They all came and did rock painting while I was teaching a workshop, and then sort of they all decided to start joining my workshops. So it was good. So there's so many different art groups, and I'm sure you'll find one in your area as well. So all right, so that's it for community. And I just wanted to also mention I am working my butt off trying to get the our coaching week. I do it, for those that know me, I do this once or twice a year, and I open the doors to the membership and we run a 1 week coaching week. So this year I'm doing it, I'm not actually calling it coaching week, it's going to be, I think it's Discover Realism. I can't remember what I've called it now. It's a 5-day art drawing challenge, okay? And we're going to be focusing on Australian native flowers. So no animals this time, but I want to really look at getting your values right, because to me that's one of the most important ways to draw realistically is to get your values. A lot of people struggle, especially beginners, getting that full range of dark to light. They either don't go dark enough or don't go light enough. So that's what we're going to be focusing on, and I'm working on it being in the middle of July. I'm hoping to get an equipment list out. I will be sending out information. It's actually going to be a $7 US fee to join the challenge, and that gives you the module and you have lifetime access to that, so you get all the recordings and everything. So there is going to be that fee. All of my members, it will not cost you anything, so please, if you see any promotions or signs advertising for it, do not sign up if you're a member, because you don't need to. It's included in the membership. But I'll have more details of that coming up very soon. I'm just really trying to get the equipment list and all that sorted, hopefully today, so that it gives everyone a few weeks to actually get supplies ready for it. So it's always a lot of fun, and yeah, so that will be starting hopefully in about 3 weeks. So fingers crossed. All right, well, thanks for joining me. And like I said, I'll get some more information up very shortly about the 5-day art challenge. And I will see everyone next Tuesday for Tuesday chat. And all my members, I'll see some of you guys tomorrow for our creative play. So have a good day, everyone, and good night to those that are heading to bed. Right, see yous.